Welcome back, everybody. Now today I'm going back to the Cold War. That's right, back in the days when it was the US and the Soviet Union butting heads. But today we're bringing them together in a collection of two gadgets. We have the Chernobyl Humidifier and we also have the USA Ice Cube Tray. But let's start things off. This one was suggested on Discord, and that is the Chernobyl Humidifier. Let's take a look at the Chernobyl Humidifier. I paid $60 for this on Home Depot. We have instructions, that's nice. Looks like a chimney of some sort, power cable, and the unit itself. And there it is. They have like this blown up reactor. Look, I gotta love it. Gotta love that. That's so hilarious. But they say it's an app controlled smart humidifier and diffuser, 0.066 gallon capacity. Only like 9 ounces, not very much. They say it has 3 mist modes, high, low, and intermittent. Also 7 lights and auto shut off. I mean, it kind of has the feel of like a child's toy. That doesn't mean it won't work though. Now, there really weren't that many reviews for this online, but the few I did see, people said it was kind of fun, a novelty piece. Also, some people said it worked better than expected. A lot of people also said it looked great at night. So I'll have to read this over and then we'll get started. All right, I've read over the instructions. I think I'm ready to get started here. The instructions are kind of funny. They're kind of worded like this confidential Soviet document. All the pages have confidential on the top. Everything kind of has this like military sound to it. You have like command controls. So the instructions say deployment instructions. First up, we have to fuel the device. Remove the reactor core cover. This is open the containment chamber right here and fill with 250 milliliters of water. Placing this back on here. They say you can add essential oils, but I'm not going to. That might bother me. Reassemble the device with precision, it says. And this smokestack here goes on top. I thought this was a light, but it is not, unfortunately. That'd be cool if it was a light, but it's not. Here is the control right here. You have the mist function, the light function, and I guess that's high, low. Pretty much it. Now, initiating operation, it says, press the designated button to commence humidification. Mist mode. Let's try mist mode first. Hit the mist button and see what happens. Now on the mist mode, if you continue to hit it, it'll actually automatically hit a timer. So right now there's no timer, but 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours if you continue to hit it. 1 hour timer, 2 hour timer, 3 hour timer off, and then back on again. We do have a mist coming out of the Chernobyl reactor here. I mean, it's not a bad mist. It's not a strong mist. I've seen stronger mist out there before. Let's turn the lights off now and see how the light function looks. You can't see much now. Let's try the light button. Well, you can't really see the light very well from that angle. Let's try a different angle here. Now looking down on it, now that looks pretty cool. You can change the color here. I think there's a bright and a dim of each color. It's kind of a yellowish, a greenish, light blue, dark blue. I like the red the best. That's the best one right there. That seems to match the overall aesthetic of it. A nice flaming red nuclear reactor melting down with the steam coming out of it. So apparently if you press this light button again, it will start cycling through different colors. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's going through all of them. That's pretty cool. I think I just prefer the red though. Red just seems to be the most accurate for what you would expect for a nuclear reactor about to blow, or that already has blown. So let's go find that red again. There it is. That's what I want to see. Now there's also a smart app that I just downloaded and installed, but I didn't like that you had to share your location to use the app. What's up with that? But let's take a quick look at the app here itself. The other thing about the app I didn't like is I had to add it when I first set it up, and then I exited the app, got back on when I was on camera, and I had to add it again. I'm not sure what's up with that. But here is the actual app itself. Switch. I'm going from bottom left, switch. That just turned it off. Switch again. Spray. I guess I can't, I'm tapping the spray, nothing's happening. LED. So I can slide around, that's kind of cool. I can adjust it on the app here, whatever color I want. I kind of like that. Or just plain white. And you can adjust the brightness a lot more precisely on the app. That's kind of cool. Let's go back to red. I hit the spray button, it says large or small. But I really don't see a huge difference between the two of them. I guess it's high and low, large or small. So you can schedule it, that's kind of cool. So it's like you can disable the beeps, create a schedule, adjust the brightness, the color, and the spray intensity, and that's pretty much it. So not bad. I guess across the room, maybe, not too bad. So far it's working pretty well. I mean, I'm not overly impressed by the mist itself. It's not bad, but I've seen better. Now I did start my stopwatch as soon as I put this on, so we'll see how long it lasts with 250 milliliters of water. I'll come back when something changes. I have an update for you. At about the 4-hour and 39-minute mark, the auto shut-off kicked in and it turned off, so it ran out of water. So now we know that's about how much time we'll get out of one full reservoir full of water. Now we know. One more thing before I move on to the USA ice cube tray, and that is the lights on this humidifier. Let me turn these lights off and show you what I'm talking about. All right, so I've got the entire unit on. You can see there's a couple of lights on top here, nothing on the sides. There are no lights on the sides here. If you look very closely, you can kind of see a little bit of a remnant of light peeking through, but it's not prominent. You can kind of see just a hint of light there. Now their listing seems to show it a lot brighter than I'm seeing. You almost can't see the lights coming through the sides here. So when my lights are on, I can't see it at all. When my lights are off and it's much darker in here, I can kind of see some light peeking through. But if you look at the photo and their listing, it looks a lot brighter. I kind of feel a little bit duped about that. I don't think that that's a very accurate representation of what you get. More Soviet propaganda, I must say. But with that, I think I should probably get away from all this radiation. Head over to the USA and take a look at the ice cube tray there. In this high-end packaging is a USA ice cube map. I paid $5.94 for this on Temu. Now it looks smaller in person than I expected, but that seems to be the case for Temu a lot. They say it's a silicone USA ice cube tray, dishwasher safe, great for cocktails and celebrations. I'm wondering how some of these small ones are going to really work out, so I'll rinse this off and we'll fill it up and then get started. Now one thing, it seems a little more rigid than I expected. I thought maybe it was going to flop over, but it is not flopping. It seems relatively sturdy, so that's good. And that is more like it. I think we're good to go now. So I'm gonna throw this in the fridge and tomorrow we'll see how this ice looks. I'm a bit skeptical, but we shall see. All right, so I got distracted. That's been in the freezer for about 3 days now, so it should be nice and cold. Let's pull it out and see what we got. All right, they've come out of the freezer, look pretty good. Looks like some of the states didn't fill as much as the others did. I thought I did, but I guess I didn't. Let's dump this onto a chilled plate and see what we're working with here. Did they come out easily? That's the first question. Have to pop them out individually. What came out here? Oh, Texas. We have Texas. Texas ice cube in the house. Kind of cool looking. That's probably the biggest of all the cubes though. And where's Hawaii? Come on, and where's Alaska? All right, so my first thought is that they're not real easy to get out of here. I mean, I've twisted it, but they're just not coming out. They're being belligerent again. The South is being belligerent once again. We got California. Where's California? California ice cube, kind of cool. Wait, where's my home state? Where's Nevada? I mean, I will say I've never had a Nevada ice cube before. That's kind of cool. I wish I could have a whole bunch of Nevada ice cubes. New Mexico's wanting to pop out. Utah's coming out here. Looks like the tip of Idaho got kind of broke off. Idaho's not looking so good here. I just jettisoned Washington across the table. The big states are coming out easily. The small ones, not so much. Florida just joined the rest of the country here. But I still got a long way to go. This is not easy. I mean, I'm really twisting it. This is a lot more work than it should be. I think it's time for a revolution of ice cubes. By the time I get all these out, the first ones are going to be melted already. Oh, this is ridiculous, man. Come on. Look, I'm still struggling with it. Alabama and South Carolina are being stubborn. Something tells me that's not the first time they've been stubborn. My hands are actually hurting from that. The cubes are cool. I mean, you almost can't tell what they are when they're like this, though. You can see a couple of familiar shapes. There's Texas, California, but a lot of them you really can't tell. Like, what is that? I can't even tell. Put some in a glass here. I'm not sure what states I even got. A lot of these are just like blocks of ice. Can you tell what states those are? I kind of can't. I can't tell what states are in this glass here. Now Texas, you can probably tell Texas. Texas floating around there. All right, so in the end, as far as this ice cube trays goes, it's kind of cool, but getting it out was a nightmare. Maybe there's a technique that I wasn't doing, but I've tried a lot of ice cube trays in the past. I never had that much trouble before. I think you just have the problem with this. These states are so small, the ice cube just doesn't release that easily. I like the idea, I don't like the execution of it, so. Oh, I just realized that part of New England's still stuck in there. I think it would work if it was a lot larger and these cubes weren't so small they're hard to get out of there, but I don't know. I probably wouldn't try it again. So in the end, I think that both of these are kind of fun to try out. The humidifier, I don't think the lights were really as accurate as they look in the photos. It's a decent humidifier. I think it is functional, but it's kind of more of a novelty piece than anything. Now, as far as the USA ice cube tray goes, I think that that's a good idea. Terribly executed. It was difficult to get the ice out. I think if it was a larger, it'd probably be a lot easier. But that's all I've got. If you've tried either one of these products, tell me what you think in the comments below. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.